to show this short presentation real quick on a scene of a heart attack. That was an example of a heart attack, something that any of us can relate to, and it can happen to any of us at any time. My name is Melissa Borgic. I have been a certified CPR instructor for many years. I remember, my mom's in the audience, I remember going to different classes with her. She was also a teacher, learning, growing up, doing that with her before I started teaching. And I will be your instructor today. I want to go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves and tell why they're here.
Beth, I'm Melissa's mom, and I'm here to help her out with the class. I enjoy watching her teach.
I'm Monica, Melissa's sister, and I work at a restaurant, and I feel like everyone should know how to do CPR.
I'm Ben. Somehow lucky enough to call Melissa my wife. And I also do work around farm equipment, lots of things where people can get hurt, injured, and somehow managed to escape part of this knowledge all these years, so I figured why not now.
These two right here came from Vegas just to help me with my presentation and to visit over Easter break. We're going to go over the 3 objectives we're going to learn today. I have them posted here on the table so you can refer back to them. The first objective, the learner will be able to perform adult CPR in an emergency 100% of the time. The second objective will be able to perform adult mouth-to-mouth. And the third objective that we're going to learn today is how to make a proper 911 call 100% of the time. The first thing we're going to do is recall the fist to 5. The fist being 0, 5 being most experienced. I want everybody to show if they're experienced in CPR. 0, 5 being the most. Let's do mouth to mouth. Fist for 0, 5 for the most experienced. Good work for you. And how to call 911. 0 and 5. You have to twice. The first thing that just so everybody knows, there is a bathroom right outside those doors. If you need something to drink, get up, use the restroom, just go through those doors and straight through there. First thing we're going to do is go over the 911 call. What they're going to ask, they're first going to ask your name, where you're at, your location. I know one time when we had made a 911 call at our house for my husband's dad, they didn't have our street address right in the 911 address. So we could see them clear on the other street, but they didn't get to us till 5-6 minutes later. And then after that all happened, they did call back and was able to get that changed. First thing they're going to ask is, what is wrong? Do you need a fire? Is there a fire in the house? Do you need an ambulance? Is somebody sick? Do you need a police officer? Something going on, domestic dispute, etc. The second thing they'll ask is help being given. Is anybody performing CPR? Anything like that. If you have a fire, is anybody help trying to get anybody out? Next thing, they'll ask us for your phone number. They need your phone number just in case you get disconnected. I know like a lot of times with the cell phones it doesn't show address, you know, when that comes up. They will tell you to not hang up and do not get put on hold until you are told. As soon as the ambulance arrives, then you can hang up and, you know, go from there with the ambulance, fire department, or police. The next thing we're going to do is mouth to mouth. First thing you're going to do, come over here. You come upon a scene. You have no idea what's happened to this person. You're going to check the scene out. Come upon a scene. You're going to check for a pulse, and the carotid artery. You're going to do the head tilt chin lift. You're going to listen to see if they're breathing. No breathing. You're going to do 1 rep every 5 seconds. Listen. You're going to do this for about a minute. No chest compressions until you do this for a minute and cycle through. We're going to do it again. Head tilt chin lift. 1 rep every 5 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,005. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,005. And you keep going. Next thing we're going to go over is CPR. Always remember the ABCs for CPR. Airway, breathing, and circulation. The first thing you'll do is 15 compressions to do 2 breaths. You'll do that for a minute and recheck for a pulse. Still no pulse, keep going and start over. You'll do your middle finger on the xiphoid tip, your other finger here. You can see, put your hand there. You're going to do 15 compressions. And then you'll do 15. First thing you do, this is coming from mouth to mouth. So after you've done mouth to mouth for a minute and still no breathing, that is when you start the chest compressions. So there again, listen. You get 2 breaths. And start your compressions. And again, this is 15 to 2. Remember to always tilt the head back, chin back. If it's not tilted back far enough, the breaths won't go through. And remember to not stop this until the ambulance arrives. The next thing we're going to do, I guess, is have you, we'll have you guys come up here and we will go over how to do this, each one of you. You can come up and form a line, you can do it together so everybody can watch. Who wants to go first? Mom, you want to go first? Sure. Here.
Make sure you change out that.
Yeah, this is your.
These napkins are really cheap since
Here, you want to
I
touch
taught. Used to have the old nannies prepare your hair.
Yeah. Always remember too, if you can't remember the ratio of 15 to 2, do whatever you remember. Any chest compression is better than none.
Okay.
Head tilt, chin lift. If you break a rib, it's better than not doing compressions. Rib can be replaced. Or be fixed, I guess you should say. She's head tilt, chin lift, giving 2 breaths, and doing her 15 to 2 compression ratio. This is 4? Yeah. I guess we should have done this first, but now we can do mouth to mouth, just a couple. Okay. See what's going on, come up on the scene, check them out, see if they're breathing. Pinch the nose. What we do is usually stick our finger over the nose, you know, that way you don't use your finger in your nose and your pinch. Always count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, just so you have enough time. See if the breaths are going to go through. Check for a pulse. Still no pulse, and that is when you go into CPR. Yay, good job. Thank you. I didn't remember. I know, they don't even make the bags. Who wants to go next? Ben? Okay. Let's start with mouth to mouth this time. 1 breath every 5 seconds.
Can you still do the head tilt?
Yes, head tilt, chin lift. Don't ever put your hand back here. Listen to see if they're breathing, not breathing, so you're going to give them a breath.
Definitely not breathing.
You're going to give them 1 breath. 5 seconds, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,005. And when you're breathing, also put your thumb up there or pinch.
And then just every 5 seconds.
Yep, every 5 seconds for a minute. Okay, good job. We can go into CPR. You've done that for a minute. They're still not breathing. That's when you're going to start chest compressions. Put your middle finger here, other finger, and that's where you put your hand.
There.
Yep, 15 to 2. Head tilt, chin lift. Listen for breathing. Listen for breathing.
It's not breathing.
It's all right. Good job.
Got it.
Good job.
All right.
Does anybody have any questions so far?
Yes, will the chest always be good?
If the head tilt, chin lift, no. Unless you have it tilted clear back, it will not. You always have to make sure that the head is tilted. Gotcha. As far back as it can go. Sorry, they didn't give me enough bags, so we have to use some bags like this.
does it have on the mannequin, bump or a raise or something to show you the proper spot to pulse check from? So you have a good idea?
No, it does not. Well, you can see right here, the artery, it's right here on it.
Okay, so it's right where the,
Yeah. This one, the other mannequin, you can actually feel it. We had a pulse thing we used, but this one doesn't have that.
gotcha.
Okay, you wanna go next?
I guess.
Okay, let's start out with mouth to mouth. First thing you're gonna do, come upon a scene, you have no idea what's wrong with them, get down there, head tilt, chin lift, and listen to see if they're breathing. Are they breathing?
No.
You need to listen with your other ear. There you go.
Not breathing.
Okay? First thing we're going to do, head tilt, chin lift, give 1 rep. There you go. Every 5 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. You'll keep going, she'll keep going over this. There again, 1 rep every 5 seconds until they either regain consciousness or you need to start chest compressions. Okay, let's do CPR. The chest compressions or the breathing did not work. Next thing you're going to do is start CPR. Middle finger here on the xiphoid tip. Other finger here. Now put your hand just like that, close to it. Okay? You might want to push a little bit harder. This does the same thing as it does me.
And now listen.
Okay, yep, listen. 2 breaths. Not breathing, you're going to give them 2 breaths. Very slow. There we go. Put up a click. It wasn't working a little bit ago. Good job. And like I said, if you can't ever remember the ratio 15 to 2, do as many compressions as you need to. Any is going to work more than not enough. Let's do a 911 call. Does anybody want to volunteer?
Monica.
You want to volunteer for the 911 call?
Sure.
Okay. Let me grab a paper and we will go over this.
Do you want to do it here? Here's my paper.
Yeah, you can use that paper if you want to. The papers that I gave you have this on here too.
Give me your phone. I'll be dispatch.
You have to make it 911.
Yeah, you're going to make a 911 call.
Oh, wow.
Here you go.
Hello, 911.
I'm the operator, so 911, what's your emergency? You can make something up. You can make something up. This is going to be good. Okay.
I need an ambulance.
What is your name?
Monica.
What is the location of the emergency?
My residence.
What is your address? Just to make sure we have it right on the computer.
2050 South Magic Way.
What is the nature of the emergency? What's going on?
My child fell in the swimming pool.
Oh no. Is anybody there helping? Is the child still in the pool or is it out not breathing?
She is out of the pool. Someone breathing.
Some not breathing?
Yes.
Keep an eye on her. Have you done any, are you trained in CPR?
Yes, I am. Well, no, I'm not.
You will be trained in CPR. I will be after this. Okay, stay calm. Keep her on her side, just in case she has water.
Okay.
Keep making sure she's breathing. Wait till the ambulance gets there.
Okay.
to keep checking her. Do not hang up with me until the ambulance gets there. The ambulance is now on their way.
Okay, I will bring it.
Okay, the ambulance got there. You can hang up, deal with the ambulance.
Okay.
Do you want to do one?
Sure. I get the phone too.
What are you doing?
911, what's your emergency?
Help, there's a car accident.
Okay, stay calm. Where is this accident at?
I don't know, it's out in the middle of the country somewhere.
Where are you at?
North of town.
Is there road markers,
Yes,
street signs?
yes. I'm at the corner of 1400 North and 1200 East.
Okay, I'm sending an ambulance now. Keep an eye out for us. If there's somebody else, have someone come watch for the ambulance.
Okay?
Are you trained in CPR?
Yes,
What is your name
Beth.
and your phone number? Just in case we have this
555-1212.
Okay? Is there anybody in that car?
Yes, there's 2 people trapped.
Is anybody there to help? Is anybody there to help you?
Yes.
Can you get them out of the car? I mean, are they?
No, they're trapped. I've got my husband and he'll help me, but they're trapped in the car.
Okay, stay there until the ambulance gets there.
Okay,
Keep an eye on them. Stay on the phone with me.
okay.
I feel like you're really doing. I feel like you're really the operator right about now. Is the ambulance there?
Yes, they just arrived.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you want to hear
Your
the
turn.
scenario?
Sure.
Your turn.
911, what's your emergency?
What's the number for 911?
That has happened. That has seriously happened.
Yes, I just found my father out in the driveway of Wisconsin.
Is he breathing?
I don't think so.
Okay, do you know how to head tilt, chin lifts, listen for the breathing?
I do.
Okay, you need to start compressions, 1 breath every 5 seconds.
Okay. That's not my bad.
Just so you know, this is how classes usually go. Well, wait a second here. He's just not breathing. So first you gotta do mouth to
Oh,
mouth.
I'm gonna have to do that. See, this is why we're taking.
Right, first you have to do mouth to mouth. You have to get down there, you have to listen. You're gonna do 1 breath every 5 seconds for a minute.
Okay.
After that minute, if your dad is still not breathing, then that's when you're gonna wanna start chest compressions.
And then I'm guessing just speakerphone, set it by you, so you
Yes.
continue to communicate with you out
If
there.
somebody else is with you, you don't have your phone with you. I know in our situation, we didn't have a phone. I had to run inside while he took care of his dad. I went in and called 911. Always stay calm if you call 911. If you have that one person that's in an absolute panic, go ahead and send them to the driveway. Have them wait on that ambulance. It's better to get them out of your way than, have them standing there with you, making you more of a panic. Does anybody have any questions? Next thing we are going to do.
Are you gonna make us have to do this or you're checking us off or something?
What do you mean?
I know we used to have to get checked off on this. Are we having to do that?
Oh, you mean to make sure you know what you're doing? Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. I'm not gonna have you breathe though, since we're out of
Okay.
So if you'll come up here.
Okay, so what's wrong with me?
Yeah, you come up on the scene. What are you gonna do? What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Make sure the scene is safe.
Right. What's the next thing?
Then the scene's safe, so I approach. Check.
Junior, are you okay?
Head tilt.
He's not responding.
Chin left.
Pretend.
He's not breathing.
Pretend 2 breaths, or 1 breath.
1 breath.
Yep, 1 breath every 5 seconds. What are you gonna do after a minute if he's still not breathing?
You check everything over again.
Right. Then what will you do if it's still how it was? Everything is still the same.
Just not breathing, I'm just gonna breathe for him.
Right.
If he doesn't have a pulse, then I will To CPR.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Your turn.
you wanna come up?
Okay.
You come up on the scene, he's out, she's out, what do you do?
Hey, buddy, yeah, you guys, he's got nothing.
We know in your situation this can happen,
Right. So you'll.
Head tilt, chin lift.
And listen,
right?
not breathing, maybe, no, definitely not breathing. So,
2 breaths, or 1 breath every 5 seconds. Still not breathing after a minute. Good job. Still not breathing after a minute, you're gonna recheck for your pulse.
so you recheck, well, there's nothing.
Okay, then you're gonna start your compressions. Can you remember which fingers?
Then,
Yep.
the Sam's,
Good job, you got this.
15 times, 2
2
breaths. And then after, how often are you supposed to check to see if they're actually doing it on their own and not just beating them up for nothing?
When you do, after your 15 compressions, you're gonna check for those 2 breaths. That's when you're gonna keep checking. After a minute is when you'll go back over things. So after you've done your complete minute of 15 to 2, then you're gonna check.
Gotcha.
Hey, you come upon a scene, what do?
Wake up.
Buddy's not waking up, what are you gonna do?
Check for pulse.
Yep,
No pulse.
okay, listen, yep,
He's not breathing.
okay. You're gonna head tilt, chin lift.
Yeah, no breathing.
Don't ever put your hand back here, make sure it is always right here, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna do 1 breath every 5 seconds.
Okay.
How long are you gonna do that for? Until
1
you
breath.
recheck.
A minute.
Good job, you're listening. Now let's do CPR. You know you've done that, it's not
Yes.
working. We're gonna do CPR. How many compressions? 15. Good job.
I'm fast.
We're getting this.
Okay.
Okay,
Don't check.
yep, check.
Nothing.
Nothing. You're gonna get 2 breaths. And then 15 compressions. Good job.
Now I just saved his life.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to give everybody, it's just a little practice test.
Okay.
It's 10 questions, nothing hard, it's stuff that we went over. You'll have probably around 10 minutes or so to take this test. And if you have any questions, please ask. Does anybody have any questions so far on anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll go over it as a group as soon as everybody's finished.
I seem to have misplaced my.
Here you go. Is it downstairs?
Thank you.
If anybody has questions, feel free to ask. I mean, it's not like it's a you can't ask questions type of quiz. I'm going to clean this in a minute so we can take it back. Yeah, that one not working.
No.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was the bone called, the base of the rib cage? The bottom,
The xiphoid tip. Right here.
the what tip?
Xiphoid tip.
Okay.
smells good in here. Where you got going?
I got my smell in Cincy.
I don't smell something like that all at once.
Are you guys okay, like air-wise, or hot, cold, anything?
Perfect.
Okay.
You're not seeing that.
Just so you know, some of your answers are right here. Are you stuck on the question?
Yeah.
We'll go over it in a second.
Okay. Do you want full answers or short answers? Okay.
It can be short.
Okay.
I did go ahead and give them, it's not multiple choice, I did just have them short answers, just to see if they can answer it on their own, since we were gonna go over it in class together. It wasn't for a grade or anything like that. I have graded people in the past, but I think it's better just to go over everything and make sure they know their stuff, you know, and not just based on their grade. I can't remember if I told you guys or not, but there is jelly beans right there if you guys want me.
Thank you.
I know the classes. You already found them.
Which is one? I really wish I had a red one.
Mom, have you ever actually taken a CPR course? I can't remember. Yes. You have that for work?
Yes. You take it through the gym.
Oh, okay.
They pay for it and everything. And it's a babysitting course.
Oh, for infants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I should probably do that day when I have a child.
Is everybody about finished with their test? Are you finished? Mom, are you finished?
I am.
Okay. Almost. Just let me know when you're done. couple papers for you guys, just so you know. I know you've got them in front of you, and have looked over them before the class started. It came out of our American Heart Association book. I just copied it. The place that I tried to get the books from only had one. They don't use a lot of books anymore for this, so you guys can have that information anyways to take home with you. Are you done with your test? When you're done, we'll go over it. Okay. Let's go over the test together. Like I said, it's not for a grade, anything like that. I just want to make sure you know the information. Number one, what is the first step when responding to an emergency situation? You're gonna, good job. You're going to assess the scene and the situation. When is CPR required?
When the person is not breathing.
Right. No breathing, pulse, they're unconscious. What is the compression ventilation ratio for one rescue or adult CPR?
15 compressions to 2 breaths.
Okay. Where is hand placement for CPR on adult? The real answer is on the lower half of the breastbone, but there again, middle finger on the xiphoid tip, other finger, start your compressions.
What if they're a larger adult and you don't know where to put your hands?
That's hard sometimes. You have to feel for their breastbone.
Okay.
Just gotta really dig in there.
You have to really try to find it. Yeah. Number 5.
If you can't find it, is it alright just to use your...
Yes, as long as you're going to make sure you're right in between chest.
Okay.
What is the meaning of the initial CPR?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Good job. I'm proud of you. Monica, did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The visible rise of the chest. This is more on number 6. The visible rise of the chest with each rescue breath tells you what?
You're doing it right.
Right. Good job. Number 7. What can occur if the breaths are given too quickly or with too great a volume?
You didn't really go over
We
that.
really didn't go
You
over
would have known that.
Yeah, we really didn't go over this. What happens is too much air can get stuck in their stomach. So, like I said, you want to make sure to do it quickly, very slowly, head tilt, chin lift, one breath, take a really deep pause, and go from there.
Okay.
We don't want too much air in the stomach. Number 8. How many compressions should be given in 1 minute for victims of any age for CPR?
This is a trick question.
It is a trick question. It's
Because
100.
I know it's 120 compressions a minute. He said if you can't do that, we have to pause for breath.
Right. How many questions should be given in 1 minute or at least 100? That's the answer. 100 per questions.
Okay.
You knew that? Yay. How long do you take to check for a pulse? A minimum of 5 seconds and a maximum of 10 seconds. Normally, if you can come over here and you can say, hey buddy, are you okay? And you're trying to check right here for the pulse, you're going to know if he's breathing. You're going to know if it's beating. Sometimes it's really, really light, and you got to, take your time to check for it. Don't wait too long. Go ahead and start in with breaths. Number 10, when do you ensure that the scene is safe? As soon as you see the victim, you're going to know that that scene is safe. You're going to make sure it's okay before you start doing anything.
When there's no one around.
Yep. Okay. Did everybody do good on that?
Yes, I did.
Good. Does anybody have any questions over this? Any questions? Does everybody think that they can save a life by what they learned today?
Yeah, I have a question. What do we do for CPR if the person is throwing up?
That's hard. If they're throwing up, you don't do CPR.
Okay. So just kind of let them be?
Well, you want to make sure you get them on their side. You don't want them to choke on throwing up.
So just get them on their side.
Like if they're having a seizure or something like that, you mean? Yeah, you want to make sure that they're okay. Well, his head does move. You just want to make sure that his head is to the side. So
Okay.
that way they're not choking leaning back.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I did not know that did that.
Okay, so first you just have to check for breathing, check for pulse.
Right,
If there's breathing but isn't pulse, you're just going to do your breaths and help them breathe.
right.
And then when you're doing that, I mean, somebody obviously is not in a good
In a good
way.
state.
So
You want to just keep doing that until the ambulance gets there.
do you follow the same rule of every minute? You want to go ahead and make sure they still have a pulse
Right,
in case their heart is stopped in the middle of you doing your breaths?
yes. Because unless you really know that they are not, that you think they're almost dead, then you need to start, compressions, then that's when you want to go ahead and do it. But other than that, you want to make sure to keep getting those breaths in.
What if they're super old people and you don't want to hurt them? Just keep
Don't.
doing it like normal.
You have to keep doing it. Don't worry about hurting anybody. Like I said, a cracked rib is way better than laying here,
And also, can you do CPR on a bed?
It's actually better to do it on the floor, but you can do it on the bed.
So preferably you would want us to move them to the floor?
No, do not move them. Keep them exactly where they're at.
Okay.
If they're on the bed and, they need CPR, then you're gonna have to get on the bed and try to do it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I guess, okay, say you're working from a scenario like that to where you can't necessarily get to them from the side, then what do you do? You just
Well, I
have to-
guess it really just depends what kind of state they're in. If they're bleeding everywhere and, something's happening, but they just passed out or, they passed out and nothing was broken before, before you saw them, then, maybe it would be okay to move them, but otherwise you want to keep them where they're at.
But if you have to come in at like an odd angle for whatever reason,
Then I would definitely, you're going to have to move them how you can get there. Is that what you mean?
well, when you're coming in from the side, your angle on compression is different than if you were, say, to have to like straddle the person.
Right.
But I guess you still get your hand placement the same.
Yep, you still
And
do it the
just
same.
really make sure you're pushing down.
Yep, instead of right here, it's still the same fingers. You turn it and do it that way. Upward thrust.
Gotcha.
You guys are tough.
Yeah, they're giving me tough questions, just so you know. We didn't have any of this planned.
Well, if you're gonna do it, you might as well make sure the person doesn't die.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Yep,
I feel like I've won the box today.
good. I do have a short survey on some of your papers. You can look at them, take the survey, or we can just go over it together. Whatever you guys want to do is fine with me. I'll just go over the questions with you. You guys can fill them out. I'll take them in the class. The first question was, how was the length of this course? Do you think it was okay? I know normally with teaching CPR that it should be, longer, and it usually is, but at least you know your 15 to 2 compressions and your mouth to mouth, 911 call. Do you feel confident in your skills that you will be able to perform CPR, mouth to mouth resuscitation, and make a 911 call in the event of an emergency? Does everybody feel like they can do that?
Yes.
Were the objectives of this course met? Did you learn everything that I had on these 3? How to make a 911 telephone call, how to perform CPR, how to do mouth to mouth. Do you have any suggestions for me on how to improve the course? You do not have to tell me. You can write it down. You don't even have to answer. If you have any suggestions, feel free to tell me. Or, like I said, write it down. Does anybody have any more questions? I think we are about finished. Your cards will also come in the mail.
Okay.
Usually get them in the mail. I will do a follow-up in a year to see if you want to get recertified. Any other questions?
That was a great class. Thank you.
Thanks for being my audience.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay? think we're good.
Thank you.